out. It's Late Night Special! Tonight's guests, performer and auctioneer Andew Dickson. Psychologist and author Liz Scott. Musical guest Ethan Fox Tucker. House band The Laugh Tracks. And your hosts, Stacey, Hallal, and Steve Nichols.
Yeah, give us the laugh tracks, everyone. Got a full band tonight with vocals even. That was amazing. That was amazing. I enjoyed it. Did you enjoy it, Steve?
Yeah, it got me all pumped up.
Yeah?
I'm fucking ready to go.
Yeah, you are.
do a
You guys
show.
fucking ready to go?
Yeah! PG-13.
Yeah, well, it is not PG-13. Or maybe it is. I don't know.
So far.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll work our way up.
Exactly. Well, let's get started.
Let's do it.
So a Georgia family was shocked when they found $40,000 worth of meth inside of a box of Legos they bought from a thrift store this week.
Yeah, it's a lot of meth.
That is a lot of meth. It's not as much as you think, though, because it did fit in that box of Legos. The parents realized something was wrong when their son built, disassembled, and then rebuilt the Lego Millennium Falcon over and over for 6 days straight without sleeping.
And then he did the Kessel Run in 4 parsecs. Star Wars joke. The aging rock. Now we get it. Now we get it.
There
We
it
did
is.
that one on May 4th, right?
Yeah.
The aging rock band Guns N' Roses is suing a Colorado-based brewery for using its name to promote their beer, Guns N' Rosé. Yeah, rumor has it Axl Rose is furious at the brewery for naming the product after something actually worth consuming.
Oh,
Chinese democracy,
no,
come on.
all the Guns N' Roses fans in here are crying. Video evidence obtained at the Florida massage parlor frequented by Patriots owner Robert Kraft has been thrown out in court. However, Late Night Special has our crack team of reporters.
Yeah, we do.
And we have gotten this exclusive still image from the video. There he is.
Gah!
There he is.
Ah!
Owner of the Patriots.
There's only one bone I can't see.
See,
but
we're not
yeah.
PG-13.
Nope.
Told you.
Bumped it up. All right. Okay. OMG, y'all peep this. YouTube star and skinny legend James Charles was high-key dragged last week after Tati Westbrook totally spilled the tea, exposing James as not a real one and just out to secure the bag. Yeah, and if you don't know what any of that means, don't worry, we don't either. We just
We have
really
no
need
idea.
those Gen Z viewers. We're live streaming on Facebook. Where are they, Stacey?
Come on, it's Facebook, Gen Z. A private plane carrying 2 billionaires, actor Jonathan Rhys-Meyers, and 5,000 cannabis plants was grounded by authorities on the Caribbean island of St. Kitts. It's official. Firefest reboot confirmed!
Party on, I'll see you there.
I'll see you
Buy
there.
my tickets. All right, and the Prague Zoo has just opened up a brand new exhibit that takes a deep dive into all of the poop produced by the institution's different animals. The zoo hopes to make this the top tourist attraction in Prague, which seems highly likely considering it's already number 2. You're welcome.
Why did you look right at me when you said number 2?
Because
I'm so uncomfortable now.
this is a corny dad joke, and I needed that visceral reaction. And I can't
lack
see
of
you all because
support.
these lights, so sorry, Stacey.
That's okay. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez briefly presided over the House hearings this past week, making her the youngest woman in history ever to do so. And this is how Fox News covered it. Yeah.
Those dang socialists.
Nancy Pelosi's okay, forget it. Go ahead, Steve.
Well, good news. Weather report. It finally rained here in Portland. Woo! After a month-long dry spell, Oh, and just within a few hours of it raining again, there were 10 car crashes within the first few hours in Portland. Jesus, Portland. This city is known for its rain. How can you all forget to handle yourselves out there? If Elliott Smith was still around, he'd kill himself in disappointment. Disappointment.
Too soon.
I got so upset I couldn't even finish my sentence.
Too soon.
Oh, Elliott Smith. A cop in Florida arrested a man for having a window sticker in his truck that read, quote, "I eat ass." Yeah. Hot, she just said. Well, you're gonna like the rest of this joke. Prosecutors decided not to press charges, stating, quote, "We also eat ass."
Yeah!
Yeah, yeah. I think that was very brave of them.
Think.
Yes.
I eat ass.
All right.
Oh,
Yeah.
good for you, sir. Good for you.
Thank you.
I too eat ass.
Good,
Oh, thank you very much.
amazing.
Eat ass too, yeah.
I also eat ass.
What? Bill McKinley, I'm so proud of you. Yeah. Everybody, eat ass. It's late night fashion. You can always rely on eating ass to get you out of a bad joke hole earlier in the monologue.
You said joke hole.
The brain works in interesting ways,
Yeah.
doesn't it? How are you, Steve?
Oh,
Welcome back.
Thank you so much. Feels like I never left.
It doesn't it though? The week
Yeah.
goes by.
I've actually been
super
sleeping
fast.
on this couch for the
Does everybody feel like time's going by extra fast right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know how like in the fall squirrels get kind of crazy and run in front of cars and
Do I
shit?
ever.
I feel like I think it's a popular, understandable reference that I'm making about squirrel madness.
And what's
And they get like nut brain. I feel like you're sarcastically active listening. See?
They got nut brain?
But in May, I feel like it's the humans have that same thing. Everybody
Yes.
just seems frazzled and running around.
Yeah.
And maybe it's sex brain, but it doesn't even feel sexual right now. It just feels
No.
intense.
Yeah. Big boner killer. I haven't had nut brain in weeks.
Yeah. Oh, your poor fiance. He must be very disappointed.
Yeah.
How was
Well,
your
we have a
week? How's your
therapist
week?
coming on later. We can talk about it.
Yeah, I have a lot to talk about with our guest.
My week's been great. Does anyone here care about Eurovision?
Oh my God.
Good.
Tell them what it is,
You
Steve.
got a pity sure from the
Right.
from the front row.
A pity shirt and a lazy woo. Well, I didn't watch, so I'm not going to talk about that because nobody cares. But I didn't watch the Blazers game, but I know how it went down because while I was waiting for the bus, there was an open window above me, and there were just more and more expletives being screamed
I see.
as I was waiting for the bus. Like, why can't you fucking rebound? What the fuck are you doing? And I figured the Blazers didn't do very well in the game. based off
That's
of
how you
that.
follow sports.
That's how I follow sports, is just by loitering outside people's windows.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah. So if
Fair
you ever
enough.
see me creeping outside your window, it's not, again, nothing sexual. I'm just trying to catch the score.
You said catch the score. It
Catch
made
the
it
score.
creepy.
Like-
It made it creepy right
No,
there.
that's
that's
what
really
sports
creepy.
people say.
Do you not have a phone?
No.
Okay.
Well, here's the thing. While you were eavesdropping on people's Blazers experiences, I think along with many women I know, and probably a few I don't know, were coping with a bunch of bullshit this week. And we were trying to write something funny about it, but it's still too soon. You can't. It's not funny. So yeah, so I just wanted to talk about it because I think for me what's happening is I'm feeling incredibly angry. And I don't know what to do with it, you know? And I'm starting to feel, yes. And the thing
I thought that was
No.
Stacey, we already had a Donald Trump pinata when we wanted to
we
smash the
did.
patriarchy. I mean,
Well, that was the thing. So we had a piñata here a couple weeks ago that said the patriarchy. We took it down, and I gotta say, it felt better than I ever dreamed. It was like an incredibly cathartic experience.
Yeah.
So I'm just, and what happens is, women aren't encouraged to be angry. Men are allowed to be angry but not sad. Women can be unemotional. That's all we're allowed to be. Sometimes we can be sad, but we can't be angry. Like, we're not taught to be angry. Even like the Blazers game, right? Like, it's not often women as much as men get to sit around, like, vent our anger.
the fucks I was hearing sounded very masculine. That checks out.
Yeah. So it starts to feel like it starts to affect your quality of life. Like, your body doesn't feel that good. I'm not as fun as I would like to think I am to hang around with. It's like this pressure cooker, and if the top doesn't come out, it starts leaking out in other ways, and then your own self-esteem goes down, and I'm not the person I want to be, but fuck everybody. Does this sound familiar to anybody? Yes! Awesome. So I wish I could come up with the perfect words that would spark hope that in us that's starting to wane, right? Or I hope I had a very accurate and could articulate a plan of action that I'm sure would help us reverse this flow into the 1950s. But I don't have any of that yet. So this is what I would like to propose. I would like to take a moment, because what I really want to do is lay on my back and primal scream for 2 days. That's really like the overall feeling. Exactly, I think we all do. So I'm gonna invite Case West out here, and Morgan, where are you? Come on up here, and Becca, one of our writers. These are kick-ass women I work with here at Late Night Special, amongst many others. And we just want to take a moment. Do you guys remember this scene in 101 Dalmatians? Where one dog howls, and then the howls travel from dog to dog? Yeah? Because I was looking at war cries online, but I didn't want to appropriate anybody else's culture. And then I was thinking about Rebel Yell earlier today, and I looked it up, and it has Confederate roots, and I was like, we could appropriate that, but do we want to? They lost anyway, so that's the core of all of our problems. And so I decided instead I want to be inspired by that scene, 101 Dalmatians. And what we want is on Wednesday, because this is all being live streamed, and I want to put the word out to the internet that on Wednesday at noon Pacific time and 3 o'clock Eastern time, we want all the women that we can get involved to get on their phones and live stream themselves howling to each other in solidarity and just release that rage through our powerful howls. Does that sound good? Great. And what we're going to do right now is everyone who wants to participate, women, allies, everybody, you are welcome to join us, but we're going to kick off the first howl in what we'll call hashtag the Great Howl of 2019. Woo! All right. Ladies, stand up. Get loose. Get your bodies. Let it come from your toes. All right. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Howl! Really good.
That felt great.
Did it feel good to you?
Yeah.
That's awesome. So let's do it all again together.
I like that way better than you beating the shit out of me with your mic.
Yeah. I only thought about it for a second. Oh, it feels good though. It's like, because you gotta bond together and then also, strike fear into men. That's what we want to do.
Double whammy.
All right, I think we can take a second and shake off our howl and get to our amazing musical guest. He plays with several bands in town, Siren in the Sea, Saroon. These are amazing bands. If you don't know them, please look them up. And please welcome Ethan Fox Tucker.
Woo!
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Thanks for being here.
Great. Well, I'm gonna play a song for you guys tonight. This is called, what is it called? I've been bouncing around a couple different songs in my head what I want to play tonight. And yeah, this first one is called Old Soul. It's about finding that person out there or being on the hunt for that person. You can't manifest it, it just happens sometimes. So here we go. Old soul, where are you? I've been waiting in the shadows for your cue. I've been smoking while I wait. The air is still heavy with fumes. Old soul, where are you? I hardly ever catch a glimpse, and far too few. I would just invite you home if only I knew who to choose. But now there's no stopping her. Old soul, I will find you. Now there's no stopping her. You know I made up my mind to. Love is alive. It's just a matter of time. A matter of time. Old soul, where are you? I've been waiting in the corner at our booth. I thought I saw you step outside. The night went and swallowed your proof. Ooh. Old soul, let's draw a line. You know I can only wait so long. I need a sign. And though I'd love you to just appear, I know love can't grow by design. No, no, no. But now there's no stopping her. Old soul, I will find you. Now there's no stopping her. You know I made up my mind to. And love is alive. It's just a matter. Ooh, it's a matter of time. A matter of time. I said now there's no stopping her. Old soul, I will find you. Now there's no stopping her. You know I made up my mind to. And love is alive. It's just a matter. Ooh, it's a matter of time. A matter of time. Time. 'Cause I know. 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 'Cause
felt good too.
Yeah. I just like went off into another place. When Ethan walked in earlier today, I was like, where do I know that guy from? It took me a minute. And then I realized he's the really nice guy that sells me weed at Electric Lettuce
Yeah.
down at Broadway and MLK. Yeah,
It's a fun
really
place.
good dispensary.
Yeah. With, what are they called? Not, bud tenders.
Bud tenders.
With great bud tenders.
Yeah.
I almost, I was like trying to think of a pun on barista. Yeah, I couldn't remember bud
Oh.
tender. I was like, buddies.
Bud tender.
It doesn't exist. That made me feel like warm feelings about my relationship. You're getting married, Steve.
I am. Thank you so much. Oh, stop.
When is that?
June 30th.
And where are you getting married?
In the mountains outside Salt Lake City. In the heart of Mormon country.
Yeah.
To a man. Deal with it.
So
Hi, Diego. He might be watching.
He's a doll.
Yeah.
So one of the things that we were talking about earlier is, so Elizabeth Warren is proposing forgiving all student loan debt.
That's good to me.
Yeah, and one of the opponents of that policy is, his argument is that younger people should have to suffer the same pains that their elders did. Yeah, all the way from the tech booth. Give it up for Anthony in the tech booth.
That's why we put him up there.
Yeah, he's
We don't want to hear his
particularly
crotchety
feeling
old
it.
opinions.
He's feeling it. But it's not a weak argument of
Yeah.
like, you should, if I feel shitty, you should have to feel shitty. But it also doesn't make sense. Like every generation is different and has different experiences. So
I'll be honest. I literally just paid off my student loans. So
That's pretty
yeah.
good. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, it wasn't even that much, but it took me like 15 years to do it because that's
How
the whole
old are you
system.
now?
34-ish.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know why I said ish. I am 30.
Because your privacy is important. You'll leave everybody guessing
Yeah.
a little bit.
I was born somewhere between 1983 and 1985. Do the math. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah, I just paid them off. And I did have that tinge of like, oh, what the fuck? I've been paying them for 15. No, but fuck that. I hated paying them for 15 years.
Right.
And it's a scam. The whole thing is just a for-profit business just to get a degree that means less and less every year. And, you know, the government and, you know.
Yeah.
Don't get me
Wow.
started.
Wow, I didn't know I was poking the bear.
You really are.
And you're a bear in multiple ways.
I am.
All right, well, we have a storyteller, which we haven't had yet here at Late Night Special. Very excited. Just going to do an excerpt from a full-length show that he recently performed at the Mission Theater that pertains a little bit to what we're talking about. Please welcome to the stage, Andrew Dickson.
So I want to talk about kids these days. I got a couple of them at home that I thankfully didn't have to put to bed. Pearl and Everett, 8 and 11. Yes, my wife and I did meet in the Pearl District on Everett Street. In our defense, Pearl is a family name, and Everett does extend out of the Pearl District to the east side. So I've been thinking a lot about the world that they are inheriting. It's the world that we see changing, because we've seen it change, but they haven't. It's just the world they know. And I think there is reason to be hopeful. I think kids these days have access to things, experiences, knowledge, awareness that we couldn't have even imagined. But I think they're also missing out on some things. And so that's what I want to meditate on with you for the next couple minutes. Kids these days will never make a mixtape on an actual audio cassette, on a double cassette deck. They will never own one of these unironically. They might have one for an Instagram situation, but not for real. Kids these days will never sit around all afternoon into the evening waiting for that one song that they need for the mixtape that they don't have the single of, only to hear it hit the play and record at the same time, but then experience the horror of the DJ talking over the entire musical interlude, stopping right before the singing begins, but thus ruining the otherwise pristine mixtape other than the ka-chunk of the play and record in between each song. Kids these days will never debate whether Columbia House music is a scam pyramid scheme or a way to get really cheap music. Kids these days don't even have to buy music if they don't want to. Kids these days will never have a babysitter bring a box into your living room and open it up and reveal an Atari 2600 and introduce video games into your living room. They're already there. They're all the time fighting my son over the screen time. Kids these days do not understand TV as an experience. Could have dinner eaten, popcorn popped, homework done. By 8 o'clock sharp, you're going to miss the opening credits, which you actually want to see because you didn't get to see them since last week. They might have spliced in some new scenes into the montage. Right? Kids these days will never fiddle with the rabbit ears, eat a TV dinner off a TV tray. They will not grow up with the Reagans eating off a TV tray or otherwise. They will never have a paper route. They will never open said paper on a Sunday morning, read those comics. They don't have to get up early on Saturday. They can watch cartoons whenever they want. They think this is an antique. They have no use for exact change. They can't make prank phone calls. Caller ID has ruined the prank phone call. It's an impossibility. Kids these days will never come home from vacation and listen to all 57 messages at once. You're going to get them in real time now. They will never, ever lick a stamp. They're stickers now. I don't know if you've been to the post office in the last couple of years. They're stickers. They will never write a letter to a pen pal. Email maybe a text, but not an actual letter. They will never spin a globe to figure out where a country is actually located or ponder why certain countries get pink. Others orange, others still yellow or green. Kids these days will never follow along on a paper map to find out where the family minivan is going, and yet somehow they will know where every single one of their friends is on vacation at every moment. Kids these days will never watch people dance on the television or cook for the pure joy of it. Someone's got to go home. It's got to be a competition now. The fun's gone. And they will never put their foot into one of these. It has been said, it's been argued that kids, both young children like mine and the kids, the young people, have ruined not just this apparatus, but the entire construct of shoe salesmanship. Right? That's not all. Kids these days have also ruined mayonnaise, napkins, golf, marmalade, as if mayonnaise wasn't enough, right? This is a whole, they're just stone cold-blooded killers, these kids. Just killing stuff. Here's a list a little easier to read. All these things. And here's what I find so interesting about this list. With a few exceptions, these are all things that I'm pretty okay with leaving, right? In fact, I want a little credit. I feel like I've helped try to kill off some of this stuff too. Right? I'm with the kids. It's enough. So I can't go through these one by one. I don't have the time. But I do think in regards to this apparatus, I have a theory. Maybe I've done this. You maybe have done this too. Maybe what you can do is you can actually go to a shoe store or anywhere that sells shoes, and you can actually just put a pair on, and you can wiggle your toes, and almost instantaneously you can get a sensation of whether these are the right fit or you need a smaller or larger size. So it took us a couple decades to figure that one out. So thank you. Just a little rumination on kids these days. All right. Where do you want? Right in the taxi. Hello. Hello.
Hello. Oh my goodness. So here's the thing. My boyfriend's 12 years younger than I, and
Different generation, maybe.
Yeah, well, and he keeps bringing home analog video and audio equipment and showing me how cool it is.
It's making a comeback.
And I'm like, yeah, I know how to use that. From the first time.
First time around. Right.
That's awesome. And then that rabbit ears. I'm sure every time somebody sees your show, they think of a million associations with the things you
The
show.
answering machine, I missed it. Someone was like, where was the answering machine? So I added that. So it's new as of today. New slide, a brand new Google image.
And I used
found
to
it.
use the double deck tape recorder
You had to.
make layered outgoing messages that were all like layered and cool and audio engineer them. And I still have the tapes from some of my
Collector's items.
They are.
Yeah.
They are. Like now nobody can hear my mother when she calls and I don't pick up the phone. You know, when I was in
just for your ears
college, I
only.
like wouldn't necessarily pick up the phone and she'd be like, "Hey, Sta, it's your ma. Give me a call." And people are like, "What is she saying?" Like she speaks Boston. That's a Boston accent. "Hey, Stabby, call me up. Call your ma." But those rabbit ears too. Ours were one was tinfoil.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It's just
isn't
gets
one of them always tinfoil?
Yeah.
If
Maybe
you
have
break it?
the radial dial. You kind of spin it around.
Yeah. And Casey Kasem. I miss Casey Kasem.
The voice of Shaggy.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
the main reason we miss him.
That is right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's
Yeah.
a Syrian American like me.
Oh.
And Paula Abdul.
Wow.
Even though she passes herself off as Latina, her last name's Abdul, everybody. It's a secret hint. She might be an Arab. So great to have you here.
So good to be here.
And you've been you're a host of the Moth in Portland.
I am one of them. Yeah, every first Monday, Secret Society Ballroom. It's kind of the Moth's open mic night. People ask me, where can I get tickets? I say themoth.org. They're like, oh, it's the Moth. It's the Moth. Yeah. So I would highly recommend coming and checking it out. It's the highs, it's the lows. It's Jay, who's often here, Jay Flewelling. I could almost write his biography. He's told so many stories on that stage.
And which he put into his one-person show, a lot of those.
I
He
read
did
his
a
book. I'm
one-man
like,
show.
I heard you say that. Yeah.
That's pretty great. And
Yeah.
and anyone can come in, but you have to sign up like early, right? 'Cause
Up till 8 o'clock.
yeah.
And so there's some ringers, there's some regulars, but I think what's so amazing is people come, and sometimes people come with no intention to tell a story, and there's always a theme, and sometimes they just say, F it, put their name in, and I love it. I love it. And what I love about it is that my job, I have to make sure the show goes well, but I really just get to support these storytellers and make sure that they feel the love, and they're paying to get in, and then they're also paying to
And
be
then
the
they're
entertainment.
entertainment.
Yeah, and then they are the
It's the best deal
entertainment.
in town you
Yeah,
got going on there.
but it's I can't even express what a great show it is.
And they don't have written stories they've memorized and performed.
No notes,
You
no
encourage,
props.
Yeah.
It's
to
just
be
you
from
just
the
get up,
heart.
and tell your story.
That's great. And then
Yeah.
someone wins, and then you have.
And then they go to the Grand Slam, which is
Uh-huh.
the Aladdin every 6 months. But what's really smart is the Moth, they have these all over the world, and they're recording and videotaping each one. So not only can they charge the people more money if they want to see their story, but also they take the best ones and they put them on the podcast or on the radio. So it's like if they're the Seattle Mariners, they've got these farm club, AA teams all over. They're scouting talent, and a lot of the stories that have been told on that stage have ended up on the radio or in the Moth book.
Yeah, the
It's
podcast is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like This American Life and The Moth were kind of the beginning of the resurgence of storytelling.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that?
Yeah, and Portland is such a hotbed of storytelling. I mean, it's a whole, like anything you do, if you're into putt-putt golf, like move to Portland, you're gonna find your people.
Your putt-putt golf community,
Yeah, you're
ready
gonna
to go,
putt-putt over
welcoming,
to- yeah.
open
Putt
arms.
puttians.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Putt-putters.
There's storytelling like every night in Portland, or at least 4 nights out of 7, and most of them are curated. But again, what's so great about the show is that anyone can come, tell a story, and just get up and make it happen.
Awesome. And you have this business called Mr. Freelance.
Mount Freelance,
Oh,
yes.
Mr.
So I like Mr. Freelance.
Yeah. I think I've renamed your company.
Call the designer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've already done it.
Yeah.
Imagine if we just revealed for you a whole
Oh
rebranding
my gosh, I
for
love
your
the logo.
company.
Yeah, so I work as a freelance copywriter, and so some people call it branding, some people call it marketing. I work for big companies, I work for small companies like Salt and Straw, and so I'm creating a business with a friend, kind of teaching people how to freelance. So everything from, how to reach out to people, how much to charge, how to charge, like how to negotiate, taxes, all the really fun stuff, just to kind of,
It's
people
hard.
do it.
People think like, oh, I'm gonna work for myself. It's gonna be amazing. It's hard.
it can
It's
be.
really hard.
There's
Yeah,
a lot of
it can be.
administration
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Yeah, you don't realize how much crap goes into like running a business until you're doing it all by yourself.
So much
yeah,
crap.
exactly.
So much crap.
Exactly. Well,
Yeah.
we have a game we'd like to play with you.
All right.
And we need an audience member. It's going to be Steve and you, Andrew, and we need an audience member who's always dreamed of being on The Price is Right. Come on up, my
Yes.
friend. Okay.
It's you.
Yeah, come on.
Come on up.
You're next.
Oh, there's
Go
stairs.
that way. That's the
There you go. What?
All right.
So here, you can sit down over here with these guys. You can come sit in my chair if you want. And I'm gonna give you that. And we're gonna play a game, and this game is called Name That Price.
Wow.
Corey, what's your name?
Adrian.
Adrian. Let's give Adrian a nice round of applause for coming up here. Adrian, you don't have to panic because these guys aren't going to know any more than you.
Probably
there's no
less.
way. We found a bunch of items from the 80s, and we are going to have you guys guess what their value is today. So if you want to pass some of those down. So we're going to bring up the item. You're going to write down your guess, hide it from your couch mates there. And then we will reveal them after. Okay, so number one, how much do you think you could get today for a 1985 Topps number 181 Roger Clemens RC rookie card? How much do you think that is worth today? And we did our extensive research to make sure it was up to the minute. All right, everybody done? Turn yours over when you're done. Turn them over. All right, the correct answer, audience, you want to guess before we do? $10. $18,000. So anywhere between $8 and $18,000. Let's see if you are correct, audience. The price is $8,000.
But it includes shipping.
Yeah. Shipping though. It's actually $8 and $7,992 in shipping. All right, contestants, we'll start with you, Steve. It's Price is Right rules, closest person without going over.
Yes, I put down a cool 5,000 bones.
5,000, not bad.
Okay, all right.
Not bad. Adrian?
I said 1,500, go Yankees.
Oh, no.
I think.
Did you hear me mention I'm from Boston? Adrian, everybody, you can go back to your seat, Adrian.
Oh.
I'm just kidding. I love it. Go Yankees. And
I think only because I once had this card, but no longer. I kind of went low, $49.99.
$49.99. Because you didn't want your heart to break as much as it is right now.
Yes.
sold
All right,
college.
that
College
means it's
tuition.
first point is to Steve. Steve, you got the first one. Up next, we have a Dungeons and Dragons basic set. That's a very small image of it. But that's the exact box I had.
Yeah, I need to see the serial number to come up with an accurate guess.
It's a basic set
go.
from the
there
original
it is. Yeah.
edition. Thank you. Condition good plus.
Ooh.
How much would that be today? How much? Audience, you can yell out your guesses to them. Try to help them. They can see. Probably $300. over $1. Bill,
Over
you have a guess?
Is it in gold pieces?
No, it's just a basic set.
American dollars. $1,000.
Okay, $1,000. All right, let's see how our players did. Well, first, what is it, Anthony? 109.
wow.
99 cents. Not worth having held on to for the past 30 years. I don't feel bad.
I had this one too.
All right, let's start with you this time. Andrew, what did you guess?
I'm feeling pretty good. 75.
Ooh. Not bad. Adrian?
I'm very wrong. I said 2,000.
2,000. Because you said go Yankees last time.
I was pretty close with my hilarious answer of 69.69.
Oh, but you had 75. That means this one goes to Andrew.
Yes.
1-1. Okay. Next up, Salt and Peppa and Spinderella autograph photo.
Thank you.
I know that I've been coveting this since we found it on the internet today. What would you put down for your guesses? Audience, what are your guesses? What would you say? What would you say? $89.99. All right, everyone good?
Yes.
All right, let's see what you got.
I'm gonna go with priceless.
I think that's fair. Yes, Adrian?
I said 550.
$5.50.
Right. Priceless, but on the open market, I'm going to $8.99.
All right, what is the actual price?
Wow.
$123.67.
That's 17% off.
$8.99. You two are over? Yeah, all right. Andrew, all right, we have one more. We're going to skip ahead, Anthony. We're going to do it for all the whole kit and caboodle. What is the price of this Phil Collins Both Sides cassette?
Ooh.
Actual
Nice.
original cassette. Tape looks like it's in excellent condition. I don't see any wrinkles, tears, or
Which
knots.
album?
It's called Both Sides.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Phil Collins.
So it's like early
Both
90s.
Sides. It has songs like Both Sides of the Story, Can't Turn Back the Years. You know what? This is like the only one I don't recognize any Phil Collins song.
It's
What would you pay
later.
today for the worst Phil Collins album on
there are
vintage
worse.
cassette? We'll do your prices and then we'll reveal who the winner is. What do you got?
99 cents.
99 cents.
$75.
$75.
For all the marbles, I'm going with the price of a TriMet bus pass, $250.
Okay.
And the price is $11. Steve,
Yes.
you have won the prize, but you're not the guest. Adrian, I'm going to give this to you. Our audience volunteer, Adrian. Thank you so much. You're going to take this, and there you go. Enjoy. Do you have a place to play that cassette, Adrian?
I don't have a cassette player.
But now you have a reason to get one. All right, Adrian, everybody, give him one more round of applause. And Andrew Dickson. Thank you, Andrew.
You.
Go check out The Moth. It's amazing. I've been wanting to do that myself. Well, we learned a lot.
That was so nostalgic.
It was, but now it's that time of night where we need to give a little time to our sponsor.
Gotta pay the bills.
Show would not be possible without all of our different sponsors. Please give a round of applause to Bill McKinley, everybody.
Hey. Are you a pet person? Don't answer that, of course you are. You live in Portland because otherwise we'd have to kill you if you weren't. That's what we do. Well, I've got some exciting news for you petophiles out there. We are launching tonight a groundbreaking new app that will disrupt the entire industry of technology-based pet care / pyramid scheme, algorithm-based data. Mining is a free app you actually need. Ask yourself, do I love my pet? No, really, ask yourself out loud. Say it now. Ask yourself, do I love my pet?
I love my pet.
No! No, you don't. No, you don't. Not enough. Not like this. Not until now. Now ask yourself, what do pets love the most out of anything in this entire world? Let's all say it together in this stadium right here tonight, riding in the car. That's right. So what we've done, we have implemented a new synchronistic system that pairs users, pets, and rideshare technology. Think pets and Uber. We call it Puber. Look, we didn't realize the way it sounded until we printed the t-shirts. So it's like, shh, we've already got the shirts, so like, no turning back. Anyway, you're a busy young professional. You love your pet. You know that their absolute favorite freaking thing in the world is riding in cars. But who has the time to even think about taking the time to spend the time driving their little furry friend around? It's impossible. You just can't satisfy their every needs. Until now. The possibilities are limitless with Puber. Does your cat, Kitty Purry, have an appointment at the vet, but you're getting completely housed at a work event? This particular Tuesday morning, no stresses. Use Puber to send Kitty to get her cataracts taken care of without disrupting your routine. Does your energetic Jack Russell Terrier, Russell Wolfsbrook, need to get some thinking done? Just watching the little towns go by through the window of a stranger's car as he makes his journey to that farm up north where all the good dogs go? We've got an app for that. Puber is the app that lets you satisfy your pet to completion. Puber. Don't Google image search us.
Bill McKinley, everybody.
Look at those t-shirts! Look at those t-shirts!
Gotta pay the bills.
Gotta pay the bills. And we do. We have Puber t-shirts on sale for $79.95 at the door.
They're a steal at any price.
Fitting.
Yeah, they come in one size, they're handmade, and they take 2.5 weeks.
And shipping is $8,000.
Yeah,
Just like
only
the Roger Clemens car.
$7,999.
I'm sorry.
It comes with the Roger Clemens rookie card.
Yeah, that would be amazing. I'm ready for our next guest.
I am too.
I'm very excited. This is a local author who just released her newest book. It's at Powell's. Please welcome to the stage, Liz Scott. You can go around this way.
I'm hobbling. I just broke my toe an hour ago.
She just broke her toe. So she,
Thank you.
What?
Have a seat.
Well,
Do you need a stool or
I
anything?
don't.
shall we elevate
Yeah.
that for you?
Yeah, rice it.
Thank you.
Welcome. Thanks for
Thank
coming
you.
despite how did you break your toe?
So I had an audition for Avengers Endgame 2.
Oh, nice.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
I'm so excited.
Yeah. You saw the Blazers game?
I did not.
Oh, that was you.
That was me.
I heard you. I was waiting for the bus.
Yeah, yeah. Well, welcome.
Thank
I'm so
you.
excited to have you
Great
here.
to be here.
So you're a therapist.
I am.
And you've been a therapist for how long?
A billion years, 40-something years.
That's great. And you have written this book.
I
This
have.
is your most recent. What previously have you written?
So
as
there was
well?
another sort of self-helpy book that
Uh-huh.
came out about 6 or 7 years ago.
And what was that called?
It's called Lies.
And is it about people lying?
It's more about self-deception,
Oh.
how we deceive ourselves.
I never do that.
No, you're the only one that
Right.
doesn't.
Exactly.
You're in there
Right.
as the only one who doesn't.
Thank you.
Your t-shirt fits perfectly, Steve.
Oh, here it is. I see.
I've been
Bill is the voice of.
I'm fascinated by lies and
Yeah.
lying, and I'm terrible. I'm a terrible liar. And by I'm not a terrible liar like, oh, I do it all the time. I am bad at
You're
lying.
bad at lying. That's a good quality to be bad at lying.
Is it though?
I
There's
think
times
so.
people don't want to know what you really think.
Well, you're not required to say it out loud.
Oh, maybe that's the problem. And then this book is a memoir.
It is.
And it's called This Never Happened.
Correct.
And tell us about it.
Oh. I should have an elevator pitch. So it's oh, this is going to sound so deadly serious, but there's some really funny stuff in it too. But it's I grew up not knowing any relatives at all. My family was full of lies and deception and secrets. So this is really an attempt to try get to the bottom of it and really make some peace with unanswered questions.
How is this? Did you go through a publisher for the
Yeah,
book?
it's a local publisher,
That's so great. Who is it?
University of Hell Press.
That's great.
Yes, they're great. They're awesome.
Is it affiliated with the Satanic Church?
And how do you say, like, I want to do this memoir?
Yeah. Totally. You have to write a really good query letter and then just cold call a million different publishers.
Which is awesome. That's a ton of work.
It's a lot of work and a lot of heartbreak.
And it sounds like your story was compelling because you were brought up by two narcissists.
Correct.
And so you shared that experience.
Yes.
And narcissism is also something, you know, being someone in the theater community, you tend to trip over narcissists from time to time.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm sure two narcissists get along great, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's just a match made in heaven.
Right.
Two
It's
people
never
who think
about
they're
who's
the
right.
Star of the world.
Right.
And what were ways that they sort of showed their narcissism? Were they similar? Did they have different styles?
Well, it's mostly about my mother in that regard. My father was left our family when I was about 10.
Okay.
Didn't see him again until I was in my 30s. But so my mother really needed to be famous. She needed to be the center of attention at all times. She was constantly going everywhere saying, "Do you know who I am?" You know,
Wow.
that kind of thing. And she had a sort of bottomless need for attention.
Have you seen the Michael Jackson documentary that just came out recently?
Sadly, yes, I have.
That, as a therapist,
Oh, God.
for narcissism, I'm not going to ask you about Michael
In 30
Jackson.
seconds, let's psychoanalyze
No, not Michael
Jackson.
Jackson, but that woman who, that mom.
Oh.
It seemed like she was getting fame through her
Yes, for
association
sure.
with Michael Jackson.
Well-
Like it was not just a stage mom, but
Yeah.
her own
Yeah.
celebrity blinded her.
Yeah, I think that's true. You could see how she got roped in and how compelling it was and how seductive that was to be in that inner circle, and for sure. I mean, and narcissism is a continuum, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's a spectrum,
it's a spectrum.
like autism.
Exactly.
I hear vaccinations cause narcissism. I don't know if you have heard that.
Debunk it.
Yeah.
Debunked.
I'll take your word.
Right.
How does it feel to be on the couch?
Yeah.
Good.
What, she doesn't like sitting?
He means as a therapist.
Yeah.
Being the one on the couch, not like on the spot. That was very clever.
Actually, on a serious note,
Yes.
did you realize your own family past and start asking these questions through your therapy? Like, is that what helps you reflect on your past, or did you already know that stuff was going on before you became a therapist?
Well, I mean, it is a kind of a dirty little secret that I think almost everybody that gets into this field has a pretty fucked up family.
Yeah.
And that we're really intrigued and motivated by digging around and finding answers. So, I mean, it's, I don't know, chicken and egg kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they fed each other.
They fed
in
each
the
other
writing
for
of
sure,
this-
for
of this
sure,
book.
for sure.
So at the top of the show, we did a Howl. We did the great
Yeah.
Howl of 2019.
I heard you back there.
As a therapist, what do you find? You know, it's a tough time for people right now.
Really a
and,
tough time.
And for everybody, you know,
Yeah.
and it just, you know, women, people of color, LGBTQIA people, and then for people who are having to learn and grow, who have been in that position,
Yeah.
who care,
Yeah,
but are trying to learn and evolve, and that's hard.
it's really hard.
What is the best way to like release anger in a healthy way that doesn't destroy you or others around you?
I wish I knew.
That's what I was asking. Like, this is a big question.
I wish I knew.
Liz, what is the meaning of life?
Really, I want to tell you, you know, right after the election, when individual one got elected, There was not a client that came in that we didn't spend half a session talking about this thing. Like, what do I do with my anger? What do I do with my rage? What do I do with my despair? And I was just with him saying, I don't know. I don't know, because I'm in the same position. I mean, you know, I listen to 10,000 political podcasts. I drive myself crazy with it. I watch MSNBC 24/7. I'm driving myself crazy with it.
Like, I think we all need to do a lot of coke and disco.
Maybe so. Maybe so. Maybe
I've never even done coke. I just feel like it will help right now.
Really?
Speaking of the 80s.
Really?
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
But you know what I mean? Just getting jacked all the way up and
Yeah.
dancing until you till everyone needs to just get out of steam, stop yelling, you know, and just like, oh, we're just exhausted.
I need to talk about it some amount of time where it feels too pent up.
Right. But if you talk about it all the time,
then I'm
it
just,
feels obsessive and
exactly.
self-destructive.
Exactly.
Well, I hope our howl will help.
Howling is awesome.
Yeah,
It is.
because I looked at the primal scream. So I was like, oh, well, primal scream. And I was like, what is sort of a definition? Because I'm a nerd, I looked up, like, what is the history of primal screams? And in the 70s, there was this primal scream therapy.
For sure.
And there's somebody doing it, and it's pretty intense to watch. So this guy's
Been
in the
there,
woods,
done
and
that.
he's just like kicking everything. Did you do
For
primal
sure,
scream?
yeah.
Did it feel good?
It did feel good, but I mean, you know, I went to Esalen. We were doing a lot of stuff at Esalen like that. Yeah.
What's Esalen?
What's Esalen?
I don't know.
So no, it's a work. What's that?
They said this person knows.
This person
Somebody
knows?
said Esalen.
Esalen. Yeah, it's sort of a center in Northern California where they had a lot of, you know, primal scream and, you know, rebirthing and all these kind of
Experimental
70s
techniques.
yeah, totally. And naked hot tubbing and, you know.
And like, is that when people were like also like hitting each other with
Doing
like
that
foam
too.
noodles
Yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff?
exactly.
Does it still exist, and how much does it cost?
Well, now it's turning into rage rooms.
Yeah.
So in the same way that primal scream is kind of divisive, it seems like rage rooms too. Some people like it's bad to keep feeding that urge to channel it that way.
Right, exactly.
Do you agree?
But, well, I mean, I think it you know, the body keeps the score, right?
Yeah.
So if we don't express our anger, it's going to come out in some other weird way. It's going to come out somehow or other. So.
Yeah, or some punk. We should just do some mosh pit.
Yeah, mosh pit is
Yeah.
good.
Punk mosh pit action.
Those
So
80s bits really took me back,
They
Stacey.
did. I was like, oh, there was
No
a time where all my anger came out my body.
You're like, I think I know now.
All right, well, we're going to play a game with you as well. And we
Okay.
should get another, do you want to get an audience member?
I would love
join
to.
us?
Yeah.
So we're going to play a game that you may, oh, this
Yeah.
person over here.
Ah, yeah.
Come on up. What's your name?
It's Amichai, but I go by Ami.
Amichai.
Yes.
Did I do it all right?
You did.
Great. Have a seat.
Nice
Have
to
a
meet you.
seat.
Nice to
Thank you.
Hi,
Nice to meet you.
Pleasure.
Here's a mic for you.
Thank you much.
We're gonna play two truths and a lie,
Ooh.
and we'll see who gets it right. So I guess it would be we'll each tell two truths and a lie. So you got to think of two truths and a lie too, and we'll see who gets away with it and who doesn't, and who guesses the most of the other people's. That's how it works. I haven't played it in a long time. All right, Steve, do you have it?
No.
Okay, I'll go first.
Okay.
I'm so bad at lying.
Yeah, me too. That's
I'm
all right.
already nervous. It just immediately makes me nervous. I lived in Turkey. I crossed the Golden Gate Bridge on foot. I have seen the Grand Canyon.
Do we all guess which one's the lie?
Yeah, you each get to try to guess which one's the lie.
I've got one. Turkey, is that the lie?
You think that's the lie?
I think Grand Canyon is the lie.
Grand Canyon.
I have not walked across the Golden
Ah.
Gate Bridge.
Wow.
I am a better liar than I thought.
You are.
Did anybody guess that one? Did anyone guess it was the Golden Gate? All right, good for you. Phew. All right.
All right.
Liz, share two truths and a lie with
All
us.
right. I was at the first Beatles concert in the United States. I speak Russian. I got kicked out of brownies.
I'm gonna say you speak another language, but not Russian. That's the lie.
All right, Ami.
I'm gonna guess brownies.
Great, and I'll guess Beatles.
Ding, 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 ding.
What language do you speak?
French.
French.
Yes.
Lovely. All right. Steve, you got a point. I have a point. Ami, your turn.
I'm up. I was born in New York. I've been to Burning Man 3 times, and I lived in Las Vegas for 9 years.
Born in New York, lived in Las Vegas.
I'm going to guess you've been to Burning Man, but not 3 times.
Okay.
I'm gonna guess Las Vegas is the lie.
Okay.
I think Las Vegas is a lie too.
Because you don't talk about Las Vegas. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
All wrong. I was actually born in Israel.
New York is like the Israel.
Yeah,
of
it
the
is.
I was
US.
raised in New York.
Okay.
Yeah, the Israel of the United States. That's New York.
It is. I lived on the Upper West Side.
All right.
I guess I
Yeah.
can't use that one now. All right. Yeah, I'm really bad at lying too. Okay. I speak Russian. I
Steal somebody else's lives.
Get kicked out of brownies too.
I speak Russian. I've seen Radiohead live 22 times, and I lived in Boston for 9 years.
Wow.
Come on.
I don't think you lived in Boston for 9 years, and I should know that.
You should.
Yeah, whether that's
You
true
should
or
know
not.
that about
I think you saw Radiohead 20 times.
I was leaning towards Radiohead too. It seems like a lot for Radiohead.
That would be like the ultimate humble brag if I was, oh no, I only saw it 20 times. No, я говорю немного по-русски, очень немного.
Okay.
That means
Just the accent.
yeah, so I believed you. And I've seen Radiohead 22 times. I lived in New York, not Boston.
Yes. Awesome.
Who got that point?
But yeah, I got that
You got that
point.
point.
But
Yeah.
our winner is Ami for coming
Yeah.
on out. Thank you so much, Ami. We'll give you some free tickets to come on back if you go up there on your way out. And please keep it going for Liz Scott, everybody. Liz Scott, thank you so much.
Thank
And everyone get your book at Powell's.
Yes.
And
Get it to Pals.
fantastic.
On Amazon, whatevs. Thank
All
you.
right, you take
Hobbling
your
out.
time hobbling
Thank you.
off on your broken toe. And that's it. We're almost done.
Winding down.
We got one more thing for you. I hope you had a good time. I had a good time.
What a blast.
Steve, thanks for being here.
I got to bust out the Russian that my student loans paid for.
That's great. And remember, puber, for pleasing your pets to completion.
Stacey, we may want to work on that tagline.
I
Why,
wrote it.
what's
I'll
wrong with it,
stand
Steve?
by.
What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that statement?
All right, maybe I'm alone.
You don't want
on
to
this.
please your
Y'all
pets
like that
completion?
one?
All right, well, I'm very excited to bring back to the stage for one more song. Please put your hands together for Ethan Fox Tucker.
All right, I know the title this time. This song is called Down, Baby Brother. I'll say a lot of the songs, I guess it's been a little heavier tonight. This one's just about, family and memories and all those nice things. But hopefully not too heavy. see you sitting in that maple tree swinging, looking like you're fit to take flight. But come down, baby brother, down, baby brother, down, baby brother, all right. There's this tree in the yard. It's old enough to know you and steady as a mast. And there's bricks in a pile, ruby red and mossy, projects of the past. And there is dust on the books that nobody is reading, yet holds some ancient sway. I just fill my head with images of places I don't call home today. But I see you sitting in that maple tree singing, looking like you want to take flight. Well, come down, baby brother, down, baby brother, down, baby brother, all right, all right. There's this place in the yard where nobody can see you, down by the cellar door. And there's no more blueberries, no feisty little shrub where there was one before. And there is dust in the air, it's mixing with the water on a humid summer's day. And I just fill my head with images of places I don't call home today. But I see you sitting in that maple tree grinning, looking like you're fit to take flight. So come down, baby brother, down, baby brother, down, baby brother, all right. There's that boy in the yard, curly as a lion, but gentle as a lamb. And there's that tree in the yard, only he can climb it to prove himself the man. And oh, my heart in my throat, maybe for a second, overwhelming fears. Yet I still remember well my smile of admiration from my brother way up there. And I see you sitting in that maple tree singing, looking like it's the time of your life. Well, come down, baby brother, down, baby brother, down, baby brother, all right. Yes, I see you sitting in that maple tree grinning, looking like you're fit to take flight. Well, come down, baby brother, down, baby brother, down, baby brother, all right.
Ethan Fox.
Thank you very much.
Amazing. We do this every week, so please come back to another late night special. Next week we have Ron Lynch. We have him here Thursday in an episode of Ruby Rocket, which is a live improvised noir, and then he's back here for late night special. He's the voice in Bob's Burgers, Home Movies, Dr. Katz. You've probably seen him on Comedy Bang Bang. He is awesome, so come check out Ron Lynch next week.
Download
and-
Puber.
Yep, download Puber.
Available
And please,
Please your pet to completion.
please give it up for Bill McKinley.
Thank you.
Anthony